What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Goa trance. And we're back with a tune from a compilation I got many years ago, early in my DJ days. Not the very first phase, but this would have been like mid-aughties, so, you know, within the first 10 years of me mixing, because I got my tables in 98, I had been buying records for a little bit before that, but the point is, around like '05 or so, one of my brother's friends, and I'm forgetting who it was actually, but my brother, you know, got me into trance music and rave parties. Initially took me to some Goa trance parties. It's a style that he has long been interested in, and a number of his friends were into it, so those first parties that I went to were with my older brother and a lot of his friends. And at some point, one of them decided that they were going to try to mix only digitally, and they were going to, you know, convert all their records to digital files and then just be done with it. Which, look, I'm a vinyl guy till I die, but on some level, I get it. It's, you know, it's not convenient, it's not practical, you need a lot of space, you know, records are heavy, you need big bookshelves. If you have to move multiple thousands of records, it's a big pain. And, you know, they can skip and scratch in ways that, you know, digital files will not, you know, corrupt or corrode over time. So I get it. It's, you know, it's a hobby of love, but I do understand why some DJs are like, you know what, I'm just going to simplify things for myself. So eventually one of his friends decided to do that, and I inherited a bunch of Goa vinyl. There's maybe like 30 or 4 records in the crate that I got, and a lot of them were like double LP or even triple LP compilations. And one of those is a compilation called Psychotropic from 3D Vision. This is from 1999. It's got a bunch of big hitters from the psytrance / Goa trance world, in particular Etnica, an Italian duo, just legendary. I still want to get their track Trip Tonight, which is the first track on one of their albums. One of the best Goa trance tunes I've ever heard, but the point is they're like legendary. Euphoria shows up in some places. I have a full album of his that was also in that collection that I inherited. And Talamasca is a name that you see. Now Talamasca is a name where, like, some of the tracks I've heard sound like more vintage Goa, some sound a bit more psytrance. I think this one and this whole compilation is a bit more on the vintage Goa end. So this one is called Halloween, which is why we're listening to it today. So with no further ado, and I believe Talamasca is French. I'll have to look into this. I think he's a French Goa trance / psytrance artist. Is this the right record? It's probably not. Nope. Oh no, wait, it is. Right? It's not. Which? Oh, it says it's B2, but oh, this is disc 2. So that's confusing. They put whatever. It doesn't matter. My brain and other people's systems of organization don't always cooperate, but I should put this, I apologize, between the actual wax paper inner sleeve. Okay, so at long last, we will now hear Halloween by Talamasca. It's so weird. You know, different conventions for record labels. For a lot of record labels, and certainly in the acid techno world, the side that has no writing or like none of the track information, it's just like the logo of the label, or in this case like the logo of the compilation, that's almost always side A. But in this case it's not. Side A is this side, the right side, the info side. So a bit unconventional there, but here we go. This is Talamasca. The track is Halloween, and it's included on the 1999 compilation Psychotropic on 3D Vision, sorry. I don't know what release this track originally comes from, however. What are you doing? She's like sleepy, but she's rambunctiously sleepy. She's like batting up at my hand. That's like, again, these are subtle differences, but that rolling bass line, it's more Goa than like slick psytrance. metallic rattle. But admittedly, like, the kick drum is sort of in between. It's not as vintage Goa as I was remembering. It has a bit more of that tight pop of psytrance. Sounds like we're being haunted by ghostly apparitions. Remember this part. Breakdowns in Goa slash side tracks. They just make me think of my earliest days raving under the California night sky out in the desert.
Everybody, listen carefully. Fascinating.
I agree. There's like that shadowy whisper that keeps blowing across the track. It's weird how like parts of this tune, just certain moments come back more than the full tune, which, you know, I haven't done a Goa mix in a while, so I think it's due. This might be involved. Warped and wicked, which would fit, right? Mischief night leading into All Hallows Eve. There's a hypnotizing quality to it. It's like head trip psytrance. I love finishing with that sort of aggressive bassline synth. Yeah, top tune. Admittedly, it wasn't as vintage go as I remembered. I do remember Talamasca because he shows up on Tip World, which is a label that sort of comes out of the ashes of the original Tip, and I think it's like mid-aughties to like early 2010s, and then eventually Roger Ram brought the original Tip back. But the point is, like, Talamasca, I think, shows up on Tip World, which would indicate, very much in the like post-2000 psytrance vein. But I do remember some of his tracks being more Goa oriented. So going into this, and admittedly, it's 99, it's, right as the entire, rave world is shifting, and not just in terms of like sounds of the different genres, but some labels, and to be fair, Goa Psy went digital sooner and more completely than almost any other genre I can think of. Some other genres began to move in that direction. Some genres like techno and whatever, labels like Stay Forever, they continued to put out vinyl, eventually getting on the digital train too. But bottom line, a lot of Goa labels went fully digital by the time you get to like 04, 05. And again, it was a rare exception like Tip and Tip World that didn't. So yeah, I do remember that some of his tunes, Talamasca, were more Goa oriented, but this one, 99, as things are changing, it felt like, even on my own personal subjective scale of what represents more Goa, what is more Psy, this one felt sort of right in the middle, like synth-wise and atmosphere-wise more Goa, but the kick drum and just some of the moments along the way felt a bit more psytrance. So again, this is a spectrum which, different people who follow these genres will have different opinions about. But for me, yeah, this one was sort of right in the middle. A top tune though, and one that I said is sort of like mental, like head trip type of psytrance, where you can really sort of zone in on it, and if you're at a party, you could sit on a speaker cabinet and just kind of ponder the psychedelics that you're hearing. So once again, shout out to Talamasca, shout out to old school Goa compilations, and shout out to my brother's friend, who again I inherited like 40 Goa records from, and I have added to that collection significantly since then. But ultimately, I didn't have very many Goa records before that. I think only like 2 or 3 that were specific records I had sought out. So again, I don't even remember who it was, but shout out to my brother's friend. Do let me know what you think of this, and when I learn to speak correctly again, I will wish you all a happy Halloween. Peace.